better out.
And now, Pujya Atman Sri Swami Jyotirmayananda commences tonight's satsang with a Sanskrit peace chant.
Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We begin with mystic song by Sri Swami Lalitananda, played and sung by Sri Swami Umananda and Rajneesh.
Our song tonight is called The Spiritual Farmer. In spring I know when deeply sow the seeds of karma yoga, I gather as I turn within myself, warm beside the fire with love for God, unaffected by changing winds and snowstorms, enjoying meditation on the one self of I am like a leaf, a part of the tree. I am a part of the great universe. I am a spiritual fighting truth beyond time and space. When winter comes, I turn within We are recording from the ashram of our revered Guru, Pujya Atman Sri Swami Jyotirmayananda in Miami, Florida. Today is June the 6th, 2021, Sunday evening, and tonight Swamiji will be lecturing on the Srimad Bhagavad Gita. This is series 2018, class number 123. And now, Pujya Atman Sri Swami Jyotirmayananda.
Om Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Om. Adorations to Lord Krishna, the preceptor of the universe, destroyer of the forces of darkness, and bestower of immortality. Om. Srimad Bhagavad Gita in chapter 3, known as Yoga of Distinction between the field and the knower of the field. Kshetra Kshetrajna Vibhaga Yoga. And presently, coming to the close of this chapter, 34th verse. Kshetra Kshetrayoh evam antaram jnane param. Whoever, rather I'm going one step back to the previous verse. Yatha prakashayatyeka krishnam lokamimam ravi kshetram kshetri tatha krishnam prakashayati bharata. 33rd sloka. Just as one sun illumines the whole earth, in the same way, the one Atman, the Lord of the field, illumines the entire field. Lord of the field. Let me give two similes. One is simile of the sun. Sun is one Atman, light of lights. The entire field, all that is illumined by the sun, is a magical show. Sun is complete in itself, doesn't need illumine anything. It's self-effulgent. All that is illumined in your dream is illusion. The light that illumines your dream, that light is the light of Atma. The same light illumines your waking state. Waking and dream both are of similar nature. They are in the realm of Maya. Three triads: seer, seen, and sight. And this entire field of seer, seen, and sight is a field. Individual soul, reflected sun, works through this whole field, speaking very allegorically, in order to realize I am the sun. And in order to realize that, you need to have Jnana Chakshu. Chakshu is eye, is vision. Jnana Chakshu is intuitional vision. Normal Chakshu is called Charma Chakshu, skinny vision. Special vision developed by a lot of meditation and psychic powers, that's called Divya Drishti. In modern times, we have a kind of Divya Drishti, which you hold in your hand, your e-pads, and you can contact anyone. You can call Shri, and turn your attention to so many things. From Alaska to Australia. And if you are further exploring, go to the stars, Milky Ways, all display you find right here. This is a kind of Divyadrishti. But Jnana Chakshu is intuitional vision. And intuitional vision is self-effulgent. You don't see anybody else. With Jnana Chakshu, you simply shine with your own eye. You are the only one. With Jnana Chakshu, you are non-dual, absolute. And nothing exists. The entire world of Prakriti is magical power of Brahman, Maya Shakti. Kshetrayo Kshetrajnayo Revam Antaram Jnana Chakshusha Bhuta Prakriti Moksham Cha Ye Vidur Yanti Te Param. Whoever thus sees by the eye of wisdom the distinction between the field and the knower of the field, or also the liberation of beings from Prakriti, they reach the Supreme. Eye of wisdom is climax of Vivek, Buddhi, discriminative intellect. Discriminative intellect, Vivek, Buddhi, reaches its climax, it becomes intuitional revelation. Viveka and Vairagya, these are the characteristics of success on the path. Vairagya is increasing detachment from the world. But detachment is an internal understanding. Same relatives, near and dear ones, you can be very close to them and you can be completely detached. How? If you understand they are instruments in the divine hand. They are essentially souls. And soul is not your possession. So father or mother holding a baby develops this deep insight that the child is Shuddhosi, Buddhosi, Niranjanosi, pure, enlightened, free, not mine. So that type of movement is there is nothing but the self. When the sun is detached from all its illuminations, there is nothing but the sun. And this is expressed in the form of whoever thus sees by the eye of wisdom, the distinction between the field and the knower of the field, that's Viveka, and also the liberation of beings from Prakriti. And that attainment of that revelation, I am Brahman, whoever has attained that is liberated from Prakriti. Prakriti is especially being introduced because the next chapter deals with Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga, 3 modes of Prakriti. And Jnana Avastha state is the state of Sthita Prajna. That's this state of wisdom, is also known as Sthita Prajna, steady wisdom. Thus, in the Upanishad of the Bhagavad Gita, the knowledge of Supreme Brahman, the scripture of yoga, the dialogue between Sri Krishna and Arjuna, ends the 13th chapter entitled The Yoga of Distinction Between the Field and the Knower of the Field. Om Tat Sadit Srimad Bhagavad Gita Upanishadsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvada Kshetra Kshetragya Vibhaga Yoga Yogo Nam Trayodashodhyaya. We begin with the next chapter, 14th chapter, known as Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga. The yoga of division of the 3 gunas. 3 gunas are 3 modes of nature. Lord Krishna said, Param bhuya pravakshyami jnananam jnanamuttamam yajñatva muneya sarve param siddhi madmityo gataha. I shall again describe to you that supreme wisdom, which is the best wisdom of all, knowing which all sages attain the highest perfection. They become liberated from the world process. Now, teaching is represented in a very simple way, that every soul is trapped by 3 modes of nature, sattva, rajas, and tamas. How do these 3 gunas trap? First, to understand the role of 3 gunas. And what do the gunas, the very words, mean? Sattva. Sat is truth. Sattva is very close radiation of truth. Rajas. Raj is dust. Rajas creates vasanas, subtle desires, dust particles you don't see, and yet you can be troubled by dust particles. Vasanas you don't see, but you are constantly troubled by them. It spoils your vision. Mala, vasana, and avarana. If sattva is not there, avarana, ignorance, becomes intensified. If sattva is dominated by the lower self, if sattva is free of lower self, then higher self is revealed. In other words, it is between ajnana and jnana, avidya and vidya. Avidya, if sattva withdraws. Vidya, if sattva increases. Another simple way to understand the gunas is the example of lamp, old style oil lamp. In a lamp, there is oil, wick, and there is three stages of the oil. Oil, and the oil flowing through the wick. The oil has to move through the wick. You don't see it, how it is happening. But it happens. The movement of the oil, movement of gunas, in a while oil stage is tamas. Moving through the wick is rajas. Coming into the flame is sattva. And that flame is constantly restricted by the wick. So you have to go on nibbling over the tip. Go on removing the tip to make the light shine. So this is how the three gunas operate. Tamas operates and you don't know how much tamas you have. It's all oily. Rajas operates, you don't know its movement, how it happens. It's going through the wick. But when sattva operates, it activates rajas and tamas to be sublimated. But it activates, but it is obstructed by egoism. That's the wick. If you continue to trim your egoism by self-effacement, sattva will begin to shine more and more. If you don't trim, then the flame will gradually dim and become completely obstructed. So these are the role of three modes of nature. And this is profoundly illustrated through Ramayana, the Ramayana. Three brothers, Kumbhakarna is tamas. Ravana is rajas. Sattva. And it's an illustration how Kumbhakarna has been presented. He's 400 miles tall, massive personality, eats all through the day, but fortunately he can eat only for one day. And 6 months, he goes to sleep. Tamas stays sleeping in a state of dullness to such an extent that it's just like sleeping, nothing is happening. Rajas expresses in the form of 10 heads, symbolizing distraction, lack of concentration. And sattva expresses as a slave in the beginning to Kumbhakarna and Vibhishana. He is described as a youngest brother. So he obeys Kumbhakarna, obeys Ravana. But in advanced stage, when jnana movement has started, when integral yoga has come to higher level, same sattva becomes completely attuned to Rama's will. If that state comes, you are very close to sattva patti. Sattva will dominate your personality. Once that happens, that is liberation. But if sattva has not dominated, you attain sattva, but it simply waxes and wanes. It doesn't stay. Then that type of sattva helps Ravana, vikshepa of your mind. With that introductory, we enter into the chapter. Param bhuya pravashyami jnananam jnanamit mrittamam yajñatva muneyah sarve param siddhi mito gata. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha. Lord Krishna said, I shall again describe to you that supreme wisdom, which is the best of wisdom of all, knowing which all sages attain the highest perfection. Being liberated from the world process. Yes, same Upanishad has stated in another place, knowing which all is known. By knowing Brahman, nothing more remains to be known. You know the essential nature, the absolute truth. So, and when we talk of jnana, try to understand, ajnana means ignorance. Jnana may relate to jnana or vijnana. Two words are used. When the two words are used together, jnana, vijnana, jnana relates to theoretical knowledge. Vijnana relates to intuitional knowledge. In another context, the word vijnana relates to all your sciences you study, they are called vijnana. All different types of teachings that you study, they are vijnana. All extensive knowledge, classified knowledge. But I'm just giving the reference to the context of these terms. Idam gyamnam upashritya mama sardhyam ma gata sargepi nopajayante pralayena pralayanti cha. Pralayena vyayanti cha. Having taken refuge in this knowledge and having oneness with me, these sages are neither born at the time of creation, nor are they affected at the time of universal destruction. Creation and destruction, they are not reality. They are in the realm of Maya. But those who are not enlightened, for them creation and destruction is the reality. So, keeping that in view, those who have attained this knowledge, who has become God realized, having oneness with me, those sages are neither born at the time of creation, nor are they affected at the time of universal destruction. Even while they are alive, sages are described to be void of body, videha. A simple-minded person hearing the word is videha, develops the idea that he doesn't have any sense. You can pinch him and he will not know it. You can scratch him, he will not know it. He is videha. He has no body. But that's not the meaning. He can be as aware of the body and more aware than others. But that awareness is only at the practical level. If sages are performing a duty, they will do their duty with perfect skill. But having done it, they hold internally no sense of doership. They have been a simple instrument. A spoon allows you to go on eating a lot. After you finish, the spoon stays quiet. So you can call the spoon tasteless. But all the taste has come through it. Your body of a sage is videha. But all sadhana, etc., has been done through the body. Mama yoni mahad brahma tasmin garbham dadamyaham sambhava sarva bhutanam tato bhavati bharata. My womb is the Mahat Brahman. Mahat Brahman is synonym used for Prakriti. Mahat is the effect of Prakriti. So Prakriti is Mahat is a second stage of Prakriti. Prakriti is the Mahat Brahman. From that point of view, the term Mahat Brahman. Prakriti in which I place the seed of life. All that creation develops is backed up by Prakriti. All the dream that you experience is backed up by nature. As if Brahman is the father and Prakriti is the mother. Due to interaction between the father and mother, Prakriti and Purusha, this entire, all beings are born. All jivas, the result of Prakriti and Purusha. But Prakriti aspect is Maya. If Maya, the illusion of Maya is broken, Brahman alone exists. Sarvayonishi Kaunteya Surtayah Sambhavantiya Tasam Brahma Mahadyoni Aham Bija Pradaha Prita. O Kaunteya, whatever embodied forms are born in whatsoever species, it is I who am the seed-giving father. Every little body is God's creation. In a profound way, every tiny bit of body, animal, bird, roach, lizard, or lion, elephant, human beings in different levels. Every body is a divine temple. In that body, the divine is shining. Ghat ghat mein hai sai ramata. Every body is like a ghat, like a pot. And in the pot there is a water, mental process. And in mental process is a reflection of the sun. So no matter where you look, in which pot, human pot, animal pot, what is shining in it is the sun. So ghat ghat mein hai sai ramata. So if you have a very profound level of understanding, then you bow down to all ghat ghat mein, her animal, bird, creature, leaves, trees, even trees are souls. God is the Father. And all animals and birds is a father who has given birth to that embodiment. So all embodied creatures are his children. Sattvam rajastama iti guna prakriti sambhava nibadhananti mahabaho dehe dehinam abhyayam. Sattva, rajas and tamas, the gunas arising from Prakriti, create bondage for the imperishable Atman abiding in the body. These three gunas create bondage. How they create? Already I have pointed out some points. Tamas intensifies your tamas, implying tamas intensifies your impurities, malas. Rajas intensifies your vasanas. And sattva, if it is malin sattva, impure sattva, it deprives you from your intelligence. On the other hand, if the three gunas are moving in a positive direction means tamas follows rajas, rajas follows sattva, and sattva goes into sublimation. Tamas is oil. It must follow through the wick. And wick must follow through the light, flame. And all the three are sublimated because lamp is a means to an end. It has shown to you the treasure that you wanted to see. Sattva, rajas, tamas having shown you the treasure moves away. I said it in once, but it's a progressive movement. How much tamas will be sublimated? How long it takes its own course. Similarly your rajas, similarly your sattva. Also I have explained to you how sattva creates bondage. When sattva creates bondage, it is very witty, foxy, and it creates very powerful bondage. As I always give you the example of ocean trip. You made a trip by the ocean. And when you saw the vast expansion of the ocean, the beautiful rising sun spreading its rosy golden hue all over the ocean, you are so inspired. I have never seen such beautiful, relaxed state. But hardly who experience the awe, you begin to scratch the head. What should I do to secure a house right close to me? So every day, every night, any time I want, you open the door and be in ecstasy. But it costs a lot. So now, we have to go to get mortgage. And you go through a lot of interactions, lot of politics to get a possession, a house. Hardly you have fixed everything. The news comes, hurricane is coming. Nowhere in the island it is safe. Go to USA for safety. So how much trouble sattva gave that to you? Rajas gives you trouble not that much. Sattva gives you terrible trouble. Tamas gives you trouble, but you hardly know it. It makes you insensitive. So these are the role of gunas. Sattva rajastama iti gunaha prakriti sambhava nibadhananti mahabaho dehe dehinam mabhyayam. Sattva rajas tamas, the gunas arising from prakriti, create bondage for the imperishable Atman abiding in the body. I've already explained these points. How the three gunas create bondage for your soul. Tatra sattvam nirmalatvat prakashakam anamayam sukha sangena badhanati jnana sangena chanagha. Among them, among the gunas, sattva, due to purity, confers enlightenment, health and happiness. Sattva gives all the positive result. However, it causes bondage by creating happiness and relative knowledge. O sinful Arjuna, I've already given the example how sattva creates bondage. Rajo ragatmakam viddhi trishna sangha mabudbhavam tannibadnati kaunteya karma sangyena dehinam. O Arjuna, rajas is of the nature of passion, the source of craving and attachment. Rajas creates vasanas. Vasanas are not fulfilled easily. So it's like thirst. And the more you take to fulfill it, you are taking salty water. And more thirst increases. So, rajas causes bondage for the embodied soul by creating attachment to karma bandhan. Now we will take up another time. Om. Om. Ram, 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 Ram. Om. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Om. Prayer for shower of Karunamaya Rasa grace of God over all of you with the blessings of Shakti, Bhakti and Mukti. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Urvarukum Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshyamamritat. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina Sarve Santu Nidamaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat.
And we conclude for tonight and await Swamiji's lectures on Yoga Vashishta on Tuesday and Wednesday at 7:30.
Om Shri Sadguru Nath Maharaj Ki Jai.